This video is about decoding September attempt corporate and other laws question paper with the strategies I usually discuss with the students. As you know, September attempt law paper is toughest paper. Yes. See, generally, I discuss with the students about three strategies. One is 3/4 strategy, mean 3/4 of the chapters, and all-time high-scoring topics, and last one, unexpected topics. Once you complete your syllabus, you will be left with 3 to 4 months time. During this 3 to 4 months time, so first two priority topics, which chapters you need to prepare first and which chapters you need to prepare last, is about 3/4 chapters strategy. And all time high scoring topics, I usually give this a 1.5 month before examination. Don't neglect these chapters. And day before examination, I use it to post unexpected topics, simply exceptional topics. So if you observe recent examination, if you take MCQs, first of all, out of 15 chapters, yes, we are having 15 chapters. Out of 15 chapters, I mentioned 11 chapters under 3/4 strategy chapters. And 4 chapters I mentioned under 1/4 strategy chapters. Why? I'll explain you later. At last I'll explain you, but for the time being, first we will quickly analyze recent attempt question paper, MCQ part as well as descriptive part. You can see MCQ part. Out of 15 MCQs, 14 MCQs came from the chapters which I mentioned in the 3/4 strategy. Only one MCQ, share capital, variation of rights. It is not covered in 3/4 strategy chapters, but it is covered in unexpected topics, exceptional topics. Clear? So yes, I have summarized MCQ paper and descriptive paper based on the chapters and based on the topics. You can see here. Clear? Next one, if you look at the descriptive paper also, yes, 1A, 1B, 1C compulsory questions. 1A, accounts of company, 1/4 chapters. 1B, share capital, came from 1/4 strategy chapters. And 1C, FEMA, management and administration. Here itself I mentioned, whether it is covered in 3/4 or not, here itself I mentioned, and based on that only I prepared this annexure. So out of 119 marks, 79 marks came from 3/4 strategy. Getting my point? And out of 119 marks, from all time high scoring chapters, 60 marks came. And from unexpected topics, 53 marks came. Is it clear? Everyone? Now I'll show you the evidence. Suppose you take all time high chapters. Yes. Just 1.5 month before examination, yes, I posted a video regarding 70 marks revision in 7 hours. You can also find it in my channel. Yes, here you can see here. So LLP estimated marks 14, General Clauses Act 13, FEMA 13, Prospectus 6, Deposit 6, Charges 6, 5, Dividend 6, and Foreign Company 7. Total 70 I estimated. But if you look at the actual number, it is 60 marks. 60 marks came from 60 marks came from this all-time high-scoring chapters. They are 18 number. We are having total 15 chapters. They are just 18 number. And even if you look at the number of pages, my book is of 220 pages. Out of 220, these chapters cover just 90 pages only. So hardly some 40%. 40% of my study material. 40% of my study material, if you are able to cover, you would have attempted how many marks? 60 marks. And I'm also going to analyze question paper and MCQ part in the next upcoming video. Don't worry. Next. Sir, unexpected topics. If you observe unexpected topics, yes. So day before examination, yes, Harsha sir posted this a video. It is of some 1 hour 6 minutes. I'll show you one by one. Just now, I marked. You can see here. MCQ 3. So this MCQ you can see, holding company, subsidiary company. Subsidiary company is holding shares in holding company, whether voting rights allowed or not. You can see my expected topics material. Here I clearly mentioned, this is very important point, you can expect it. Legal representative of a deceased member allowed, and it can also participate in voting. 2 marks, unexpected topic. Next one, prospectus you take. Descriptive question 2B, deemed prospectus. So here, out of 5, out of shelf prospectus, red herring prospectus, offer for sale of securities, I mentioned only one prospectus, that is deemed prospectus. Allotment of securities is treated as public offer if securities are offered within 6 months of allotment. You can see descriptive question 2b. You can see descriptive question 2b. Offer for sale made by intermediaries, namely ZFG and Associates Bullion Investment Limited, is valid at law or not? Wait, I'm going to show you. Just wait. Next, share capital and debentures. Yes, MCQ2. If you look at MCQ2, so this is about variation of rights. Variation of rights. And look at this point. If variation affects rights of another class, I didn't mention entire section 48. I didn't mention entire 48 section. I just gave a note point. If variation affects right of another class, consent of 3/4 of that another class is also required. Based on this point only, 2 marks MCQ came. You can see it. You can check it. Next. Yeah. Prohibition on purchase of own shares. Share capital chapter, I mentioned it under 1/4 strategy chapters. But luckily, you can see here, from share capital chapter, unexpected topics. You can see 12 marks came from share capital, and all those 12 marks came from unexpected topics only. All those 12 marks came from unexpected topics only. I'm going to show you. Just look at the screen. Prohibition on purchase of own shares. Question 1b. Exceptions you see. Lending business, employee share purchase scheme, employee loans. Just look at this point. 1b. The validity of the decision of the board of directors of Forward Troopers to provide loan worth 110 crores to the trust to aid the employees to buy its shares. So this here calculation is required. Some 5% of paid up share capital reserves. Some calculation is there. That part I am going to explain you in the next video. And the validity of the contention of Mr. Strong, grant of loan for purchase of shares of Security Troopers Limited. So this question I already mentioned in my exceptional topics. Exceptions important. So 1b, complete 5 marks came on exceptions only. Next one, you take conditions for buyback. Question 3b. This is also 5 marks weightage, 5 marks question. 3b, you just look at the question paper or just look at the screen. 3b, this is about buyback. Company management wants to buy back 10% of its total share at market price of 500 per share. Calculation part I'll explain you. Just look at the screen. Whether company can buy back 10% of the shares. What is the maximum eligible amount allowed to be used by company as per section 68? And now you look at the unexpected topics PDF. Everything I mentioned, the limit also I mentioned, buyback cannot exceed 25% of aggregate of paid up share capital plus free reserves plus securities premium. That means amount to be invested on buyback should not exceed 25% of aggregate of capital plus reserves plus securities premium. If you remember these limits, 5 marks in your hands. Now tell me, from share capital, you can see share capital and debentures. How many points I given? 13 points and roughly 1.5 page. Roughly 1.5 page. So 3 questions came. 1 MCQ came, 2 descriptive questions came. Can you see them in the unexpected topics? So 12 marks, even though it is not covered in 3/4, but this 12 marks came from my unexpected topics PDF only. So if you total it, 79 plus 12, how many? 91. That's what Harsha sir already told you. 91 marks came. Of course, from 3/4 strategy chapters, 79. And if you go through unexpected topics, that's it. Close to 100. I'll explain you, don't worry. So right now, I explain you share capital points only. Next chapter, deposits on AMC EWC. If you look at my material, here clearly I mentioned the time limit also. 5 years or industry, industry customs, whichever is the shorter period, the point is there. I'll show you in my material also. This MCQ came for 2 marks, 12th MCQ. 12th MCQ. Yeah, this MCQ. Next, like that, let's see. Charges, this attempt, 0 marks came. Management and administration, SBO limits, remember 10% I told you. And question 5A is on SBO limits only. Of course, another part is there. In 5A, if you see 5A question, so total 2 questions they asked. One is about SBO rules and second one is also comment and mention the instances where these rules are not applicable. So that's why, with respect to this question 5 marks, I just added only 2 marks. I just mentioned only 2 marks. With respect to management and administration, I mentioned only 7 marks because only one part of the question came. So that's why I added only 2 marks. Another question, I think completely it came. So let's see. From management and administration, 17 marks came. And from unexpected topics, 7 marks came. Let's see that one also. So next, continuing, next 3A. Question 3A. Companies required to provide e-voting. Descriptive question 3A. Yeah, this is about e-voting. Whether contention of a person was correct as to the provisions of e-voting facility. So can chairman stop Mr. Mohan to physically vote at the meeting? So these points, about e-voting, applicability of e-voting. So another 5 marks came from unexpected topics. And also you can see postal ballot. Yes, question not yet over. Is the suggestion of legal team regarding appointment of Keshav by voting through postal ballot valid or invalid? So postal ballot related point also I mentioned here. Management and administration, it's a lengthy chapter, but in my unexpected topics PDF, you can see just for one page. And again, you can see here one MCQ, one question. And yes, second descriptive question also you can see here. So this question, I mentioned 5 marks, and for this I gave just only 2 marks only. Just 2 marks only. So 5 plus 2, 7 marks came from this chapter. Next one. Dividends, this attempt, we didn't get any question from dividends. Next one, accounts of companies. I mentioned CSR, but this attempt question came on foreign company earning, doing business in India, earned some profits, got some revenue, got some turnover. Okay, so whether CSR is applicable and CSR committee applicable. So that point I didn't mention in my unexpected topics PDF. So leave it. Next one, audit and auditors. I think section 143 fraud reporting section came. I didn't mention in this unexpected topics PDF. Okay, and then foreign company. Okay, LLP financial year definition I mentioned here. Next, eligibility or disqualification. For partner of LLP, what is the eligibility or what are the disqualifications? You can see here 5B and 4B. Next, FEMA, prohibited current account transactions. I clearly told you, this list is very, very important. So on prohibited current account transaction, question 1C came. That is about commission, exports and commission on exports. Next one, prohibited capital account transaction. One MCQ came as well as question 6C also came. On liberalized remittance scheme, one MCQ came. Next one, a non-resident holding Indian assets or a resident holding foreign assets which were acquired before obtaining or before acquiring residential status. Getting it? Simply foreigner holding Indian assets, Indian person holding foreign assets. What about the treatment? But both the cases, those people acquired assets not before entering into India or not before leaving India. That is the criteria. That is the point. On this point only one MCQ came. Next, if you look at General Clauses Act, yes, immovable property, one MCQ came, 4 marks. Effect of repeal, another MCQ came, 6 marks. So with this, you can see here, total from unexpected topics, 53 marks came. This is not at all a, joke. 53 marks just from 1 hour 6 minutes video. 53 marks came, and that too, this PDF is of how many pages? 14 pages. Of course, prohibited current account transactions. These items you have to check in my material. You have to go through the material which you are following. Maybe hardly you can increase some 2 to 3 pages. That means hardly with 20 pages you are able to answer unexpected topics, exceptional topics. That too, how many marks? 53 marks. And from all-time high-scoring chapters, how many marks came? 60 marks. Getting it? So the students who are able to start preparation 3 months before examination, for them, we ask them to go through this strategy. First, go through these chapters. Once these chapters are over, balance remaining chapters. Majority of you, I don't know whether you know this or not. I'm also, yes, you all know I'm a qualified chartered accountant. But at CA Inter level, I got 27th All India rank. And I got 3 ranks, CA Inter, CMA Inter, CMA Final. 3 times All India ranker. How I prepared, First, I kept every chapter, every subject 60% only. My target is 60%. At the time, we had 7 papers. You can see Group 1, 4 papers, Group 2, 3 papers, total 7 papers. My target is to complete 60% syllabus. It's not even 3/4, 60%. Once I complete 60%, slowly I increased it to 70. Once I completed 70 in all the papers, then I increased it to 80%. Getting my point? Once I completed 80%, the subjects which I like, problematic subjects, obviously, problematic subjects, everyone will like. So, in problematic subjects, I increased from 80 to 90, max 95%. 100% I didn't prepare because time is a major constraint. You have to understand time is a major constraint. See, once again, one more point I want to add here is why I am giving you 3/4, why I am giving you these chapters to give more priority. The reason is before examination, you will have hardly 30 hours time. Hardly 30 hours time. So I assessed my capacity, during that time, how many chapters I can revise perfectly. So those chapters I should complete during revision because today I'm having plenty of time. So I completed 15 chapters. Tomorrow, day before examination, if I'm able to revise only some 10 chapters, what is the use of reading those 5 chapters? Getting my point? See, I'm telling about myself. Everyone should not be like me only. Getting my point? So my strategy regarding my examinations, every paper I prepared 60%. Once I completed 60, I went to 70, then 70 to 80, finally 80 to 90, 95 percentage. So I assessed that 30 hours time. During that time, how many chapters I can revise? Only those chapters I prepared during revision exams. And you can also see my marks. Accounting 79 marks I got, law I got 71, costing 69, taxation 85 marks, advanced accounting 80, auditing I got 77 marks, ITSM 62, 7 out of 7 exemptions, and I got 27th all India rank. Without following these things, we never ask students to follow these things. Once we will experiment on us only. Once upon a time we experimented these things and they gave good results. The same policy I followed for CMA inter, CMA final, I got ranks, and CA final I cleared it in the very first attempt. Is it clear? Now if you come back, the chapters, 3/4 strategy chapters, I mentioned some 11 chapters here and some 4 chapters under 1/4 strategy. If you look at past 4 attempts, last 4 attempts, 96 marks came in September 24, 86 Jan 25, 92 May 25. And in the last attempt, even though paper is tough, 79 marks came. And that too, including share capital and debentures, unexpected topics, I can tell you 79 plus 12, 91 marks. So this PDF is also available in the website. Just go through it, download it, and any doubt you are having, just you can ask me. Directly you can ask me. Next. Okay. And if you observe carefully, namesake, I'm giving 3/4 strategy. But if you look at number of pages ICA point of view, or if you look at number of pages from my material point of view, I'm just giving only 2/3 content. 2/3 content. See, total number of pages as per ICA is 909. And I'm asking you to prepare 610 pages qualitatively. Revise them more number of times. Time permits, revise them. And I also use it to tell the point, go through the marathons. If you're unable to cover these points, go through the marathons. From marathons also, you can learn it. And one more point, looking at these papers, conceptual clarity is 100% for sure. You need to get it. You have to get conceptual clarity. And all these marathons will help you to revise the topics very quickly. So just look at the number of pages point of view. Out of 909, I'm asking you to prepare 610 pages, first priority. Next priority, you prepare these chapters. You may get a doubt, sir, management and administration, lengthy chapter you kept up, share capital, somewhat 98 pages, why you kept it under 1/4 strategy chapters? Simple logic. In share capital, there are variety of topics like differential rights, preference shares, securities premium. Next one, transfer of securities, transmission of securities, registers, rectification of registers. Registers, okay, management part, okay, rectification of registers. Next one, alteration of capital, further issue of shares, bonus shares, buyback, purchase of company shares, debentures. So lot of topics are there and lot of limits are there. So the time which you need to invest on share capital, with that time you can complete some 4-5 chapters and you can revise it one more time also. That's my intention of keeping these chapters under 1/4 strategy. So the time required for preparation of these chapters is very high. Within this time, you can complete this chapter one time and you can also do revision. Once you are perfect with these chapters, come and study these chapters. I never told you to take these chapters choice. Getting my point, everyone? I think nothing to worry. The strategies which I followed and ranks I got, based on that only I'm guiding you. Okay. And one more point before I conclude. See, 3 months before examination, 3-4 strategy is advisable. All time high scoring topics, those who not felt well during the preparation time. 1 month before, sir, I want to qualify the examination, sir. I want to qualify. But only 1 month left. Go with all time high scoring topics. And definitely, whether you covered under 3/4 of all time high scoring topics or unexpected topics, you have to give one time reading. Because in examination, surprise kills our confidence. Looking at the lengthy of the question paper, length of the question paper, looking at the trickiness of the questions, yes, that surprise element will kill our confidence. We should not allow that surprise to kill our confidence. Getting it? And I wish you very, very all the best. In the next video, I'll explain you the question paper. Clear? Chalo. And I'm also going to show you each and every point, how it is getting tested, how it is, how those points, whether those points are covered in the material or not. Everything I'm going to explain you. Okay? So take care. We'll meet in the next video.